Hey, boy, I swear this nigga must think my name Jesus.
Oh man.
Cause this nigga done crossed me, boy.
No.
I ain't finna let this shit slide. I'm so sorry, nigga.
Let's come back.
Came to talk to you about my you already know. Look, hey yo, I'm wild kid like a nigga fresh off a wild bid. Fuck your baby mom to throw the condom in your child's crib. I'm a foul spig, always doing.
Pelican fly signifies I'm one hell of a guy. I'm the one that televised, still telling me lies. Brung flowers for the dead when I said my goodbyes and wrote a letter to the better y'all can never deny. Terrorized with them guys, then I severed the ties. Realized that them niggas wasn't ready to ride. Me, I still abide by the respect and the pride. Reppin' and wise, top 5, dead or alive. I'm a certified gangster, word of my grandpa. The real Scarface that fertilized Frank up. Play with my bank, I'll blow your whole camp up. Bust shots till my fucking hands cramp up. So stand clear and prepare, this a grand premiere. They all imp cause the champ is here. With a brand new swagger for the fans to cheer. Cuban Link chain hanging like a chandelier. Still a crook, still off the books this year. I got them shook like they about to get whooped in here. I make it look like a 9-chef cook this year. Link pun, bring the beat, now they put me here.
Yeah. Once again, it's
Cheers. Salute. You already know what it is. Favorite sort of again, GQdaembassy, alongside my shooter.
Get it, baby. My man GQ, the Embassy. You know how we do it. This is the Off the Books podcast, and we're your hosts. We have a very special guest today. You already know Q. Go ahead, give him that introduction that he needs, man, because you know he needs that. This man is a legend. Yeah, over here, you know.
This man is an Orlando legend. He has put in work for quite some time. He put in energy. He does videos like no one that I've ever seen before in a long time. The music is always packed with energy. The movement is energy. This man is a teacher. He's a student. You know what I'm saying? He follows no one. And again, no introduction needed for this Orlando legend by none other than the granddaddiest of them all, the wife sitter himself, Grandaddy Souf. You heard?
Yeah. I'm gonna clap for myself.
What's good, my brother?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you got to get them special effects right.
I got something for you. We got the 21 gun salute.
Been, man?
Good, man. What's up?
Man, just chilling, man. I see you. You got that Florida style. I see it. I see the shirt.
You see?
I see that. Shit, that should go take me back to Scarface right now. That's the Scarface shirt right there, man.
Yeah, man, you know, Manolo and all them boys are wearing shit like this, you know.
That's right.
Fact. Big fact. So what's good with you?
So Granddaddy, so Granddaddy basically like my granddaddy was like my best friend when I was little, because I used to just like to I love being around older people. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to hear them talk shit. Even to this day, I like to, you know, every now and then get my few minutes where I hang around some older guys and hear them talk a little shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
My granddad used to say all kind of funny shit, like, well, not really funny, but just like slick shit. Like he'll say shit like, man, you got to be crazier than a one-legged man in a kick-ass contest. You know, shit like that, you know?
Love that. Yep.
Or he might, or he might say some shit like, I cut a nigga ass too short to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shit like that. You feel me?
That's a hard one.
I cut a nigga ass too short to shit. You know what I'm saying?
Woo.
So,
yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm from Florida, so that's where the South come from. But you know, so basically it was almost like me paying tribute to him, and I just put Grandaddy Souf and put it together. You feel me? And I always used to like hang with my big cousins, them, and you know what I'm saying? I always ran with the older cats anyway, you know what I'm saying? I really ain't really run with guys my age, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. So that's the wisdom. You love the wisdom part of life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So
you're
pretty
as a young man. Yeah.
Back in the day, right?
I'm still infatuated with that kind of shit, you feel me? I like,
no doubt, man.
Yeah.
I like that, man, because you know what I'm saying? The people done took steps on this planet Earth that I haven't taken yet. You feel me?
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Yeah, you sound like when you was younger, you would consider that somebody with an old soul. You know what I'm saying? Is that pretty much how they used to call it
Yeah,
for
because
you,
back
South?
in the
When you
day,
was younger, they would say you had an old soul.
Oh yeah, I definitely have. I had one, and it's crazy because I still got an old soul, but I rock out with all demographics, all age groups. I was at a club last night in the country. Right? I went to see my boy JT Money last night. I was in the country.
shout out
What's
to
up?
JT.
What's up?
Yeah, I was in the country with JT last night, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? Demographic probably was like 30 plus. You know what I'm saying? But that shit there, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. But the crazy shit is, I was dressed up to go hang with the lawyers and the attorneys and doctors last night at the cigar place. And they called me and like, hey, boy, JT gonna be out here. And I said, well, and so I drove to Georgia. Like, I was going the other way, but I ended up driving. It was 30 minutes the other way to go to this club. But then I went home, changed clothes to go 30 minutes across the state line over to Georgia.
No doubt, man. And in hip hop, that daddy word, like Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And the next one, like I said, the only granddaddy I ever heard from me coming up in the hip hop
IU.
game in the Bronx, Granddaddy
IU, yeah.
Granddaddy IU. Not too many know, unless you're a hip hop fanatic and really know, because that brother was so incredible, but he sounded too much like to Big Daddy.
Yeah.
So the companies, the big mainstream companies, they didn't really put light on him. But in the hood, we knew who Granddaddy IU was. And I had a pleasure myself to go to his house when he was living, because rest in peace, he passed away recently too. I did a song with the brother. I remember me listening to that man spit them lyrics, back in the days, like 91, 92. So, he was definitely somebody that was respected in the hip hop culture, within the hip hop culture, not the ones that go pop and all that, but inside, like his pen game was crazy. His style was crazy. So that's the only granddaddy I ever knew, except you. I just met you right now, but
Right.
salute to all the granddaddies of it. So I know you representing that name with some honor. You know what I mean? And the story behind what you just said about your grandfather, that's everything.
Yeah.
That's everything. That's one thing about an MC. The name is everything to us. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the first.
It got to have something to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly, the story.
the name got to have something. You know what I'm saying? Like some motherfucker just be like, I'm Lil this and Lil that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those are the how the King used to say, the McFilthy MCs. You put them in the microwave because they're going the next day anyway. You know what I'm saying? Except Lil Wayne. Like, Lil Wayne is different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, most of them,
Right.
is like, what the era I come from, to me, was like the golden, because it was like leaving the Melly Mel's into the Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I came to the Bronx.
Yeah.
So I'm a follower of hip hop that way. But then the 90s came with the Mobb Deeps and Nas's, took the baton. So all of that to me is special, man. It's like golden to me, because I've seen it. And that's how we should also carry out to the future. When we pass that baton, when we stop doing what we do and we give it to the next generation, they got to be fit. They got to be really fit with the morals, with the history lessons, with the knowledge of the real ingredients of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my legacy stage. I'm already 50. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still doing what I do. But how you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all artists should be a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you should know the history. Like your craftsmanship. Like, because I feel like you can't. I feel like if you don't honor what came before you, and you keep looking at it like it's just a paycheck, that's a paycheck.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's weak as fuck, because
it is.
Like I tell people all the time, I don't consider myself no rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking artist. You know what I'm saying? You can put me in a room with different artists, different genres, and I'm still gonna be able to come out with something. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
We add the hip hop. We add our hip hop into that and turn it into something else. You know what I mean?
Right. So
that's what's beautiful with hip hop.
But it's just like the people that came before us. They may feel a certain way about the next, era. You feel what I'm saying?
Next
but
way.
Even with that happening, there's still gonna be some diamonds that come out of different eras. And that's the beauty of this era that I do like. It's two things. Like, the internet is a blessing and a curse, right?
Yep.
Because once upon a time we had gatekeepers. Remember that? We had gatekeepers.
We still got them. They there. They're just silent now.
Yeah, but I think that artists, we got more control now. You know what I'm saying? A dude could be working at McDonald's right now, and hey, baby, I'll take one.
Had the #1 song on the radio.
Come on, you feel me? So, and that's the beauty of the internet, right?
Yeah.
But then it also too, it's a lot of shit that's just out there that shouldn't even be. Well, I ain't gonna say shouldn't be out there.
It's saturated. Everybody gets a turn now.
Yeah,
It should be consumed by everybody.
That's a good and a bad thing. You're right. 100% right. 100% right.
So it's like it's a blessing and a curse, but at the same time, you get an opportunity to I find artists that I wouldn't have probably found if it was as strong of a gatekeepers as it was once upon a time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
I be finding some gems online, man. I be like, damn, this chick sound good.
Me too.
And I
Me
love
too.
that shit. And
I
then
love that shit.
I'm gonna put y'all up on game. Y'all got Sirius Radio?
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah, I do.
And your Will?
I do.
You got Sirius? Okay, listen.
Yeah, I got it.
There's a Canadian station I listen to called, I think it's called North Mixtape or something like that. But they only play Canadian artists, right? And they will play American artists that's featured on a song with a Canadian artist.
A Canadian.
So Drake did a song with Sexy Red. They play that over there. But just like a straight American artist, they won't play it over there. Bro, when I tell you it's a motherfucking talent over there, dog, on this, and it's so refreshing when I listen to that station because we hear the same shit over and over and over and over and over, right? Man, they got some talent over there, motherfucking Canada, bro.
No, they got talent everywhere, man. Where there's poverty, where it's hoods. Come on, man. We know, the young kids, they got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
And, the hip hop artist is putting it in word where it conveys to the people. And usually it resonates. It always resonates. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had that. We had that when we had Babito and Stretch up here in the Bronx and things like that in New York when it was developing really. And the underground artists was just being played on underground stations. So we had that, man. And that was the feeling. That's the beautiful feeling. That was like, it wasn't breaking through yet, but it was like, we still get to hear it. And that was an exciting part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like you, when you came up in the game, what was your outlook in coming into hip hop? And as far as like your confidence in as far as like you're gonna make it, you're gonna become one of these, artists that people respect and be a voice for the hood. What was your background on that? How you started with hip hop?
So okay, I grew up on the Ghetto Boys, Scarface. Well, hold on, let me go back. Let me go back. I grew up listening to what was presented to us. I grew up listening to what was presented, like on Rap City and shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm wrong. Right. Yo MTV Raps.
Rewind again. Let's start again.
Yo MTV Raps way back then, right? I got introduced.
What year was this? Just to get the viewers to relate.
I want to say this might have been around 86, 87. And they used to have They used to have video jukebox. They used to have video.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't remember them being 86.
Yeah, that's when MTV started playing around because it was Video Music Box, of course, with Ralph McDaniels. But then they had MTV Raps. They was giving the track. Yeah,
with Five Freddy.
Yeah, Five Freddy.
And you was it? And you?
Yeah, I still was in the O.
Okay. So that was a hard time for the South.
So it was tough. So all we had in the South was Luke. We had Luke Records.
Yes, yep.
We had Joy Boy Records. We had like small independent labels and shit, right? That was putting out records. So I grew up being a fan of JT Money and the Poison Clan. You know what I'm saying?
They made a mark as soon as they came out. T Money made a mark. It put the flag up. Wow.
So in Orlando, we really didn't have an outlet like Miami did. So the state of Florida, our mecca for music was Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
because of Luke,
right. So I still didn't get the blueprint on how to get in the game from that. I didn't.
Okay.
But that was those JT Money and the Poison Clan was an initial part of my musical influence. And then when the South started, sprouting, then my favorite artist is Scarface. You know what I mean? So
met that brother, crazy individual, incredible artist, and he's not just a rapper. But get that twisted. He's not just a rapper. That boy played every instrument. And he makes fucking crazy tracks. Salute to Scarface.
Sick.
Shout out to Scarface.
But so I was, messing with that Ghetto Boys, that whole rap-a-lot scene,
Okay. Yeah, there was definitely
But I'm gonna tell you where I became a student of the business of music. I started watching Master P.
100%.
I started watching markets like Nashville, Tennessee. Attention to them because they had a lot of independent artists that came out of Nashville, and I started paying attention to the Bay Area of California. They had a lot of independents that came out of the Bay Area in
A
California.
lot. The Bay Area is known for being independent.
Known for being independent.
Yep.
So when I tell people how I learned the business part of this shit, because I came out independently with my own label.
Okay.
Even though when I was out, my album was only out 6-7 months before I got signed to SRC. No, Loud. I got signed to Loud first. My bad. I got signed to Loud before I went over to SRC.
I know that label very well.
I know you do. I know you know Gabi. I know you know Gabi. Acevedo.
Yeah. All of them.
And Clean and all them.
You Matty C. You got Matty C. You got Scott Free. Come on, those are the dudes that was running New York at that time. That really brought out Ghost. That put Wu-Tang with RC. I mean with Loud Records and all of them.
Yeah.
So
Wu-Tang.
my brother Pun got the deal through there.
Through Loud Records. And the producer, nobody was the one who made the "Don't Want to Be a Player No More" track.
Nobody is incredible.
Nobody was my A&R.
Wow, see, that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
But my first A&R was a dude named Shane Mooney. Now
I remember Shane Mooney.
You remember Shane? Okay, let me ask you this: do you know who Shane's dad is?
Yeah, of course I know who Shane's dad is.
Yeah, okay,
that's Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney.
Come on, man.
The comedian Paul Mooney. Yeah. So it was crazy. It was crazy for one.
Mooney, man.
I ain't put the shit together, right? I was talking, me and Shane was talking, and he's like,
just like him too. He
looks just like his dad, don't he? It's so funny because I was talking to him. Hey, look here, I was talking to him, and he said, he was like, yeah, I had to go to my godfather's funeral, and I was like, okay. He said, yeah, Richard Pryor's my godfather.
Yeah,
Richard Pryor, the comedian. He's like,
celebrity.
He say, yeah, my dad. He said, my dad is Paul Mooney. Then I looked at that nigga. I said, boy, y'all look just alike. But I ain't never put it together though,
How long before you was with him that you put it together?
Shane was my A&R for probably about 8-9 months because, they lost the Loud deal over at Sony. Right. And then Steve Rifkin asked me to stay with him to go over to, well, he didn't know where he was going to get the next distribution deal. But when he started when he dissolved Loud and started SRC, I stayed with him, right? So Shane didn't come with him over to the new shit.
No. Yeah, Shane did his own thing. Yeah.
So that's when I met nobody. But Shane it probably was about 6-7 months before I even found out that Richard Pryor was his goddaddy and who his dad was. I didn't know Paul Mooney was his dad.
Yeah, he told me his name. He said, Sean, I said, your dad is Paul? He said, yeah. But that was the first question I asked him. Because it's Mooney. The last name is
They look just a motherfucking like, though.
And they look just alike.
Just alike. He's just a younger version, but he looks just like his daddy. But crazy to him. I'm talking about, bro, I'm on in L.A. at the Staples Center with this nigga at the basketball games and shit. I'm on at the W. We at the W Hotel in L.A. hanging out with the Clippers and shit. I still ain't know who this. I'm still hanging with Shane. Didn't even know that was his motherfucking dad.
He was getting a lot of props though, like when you go through those like those venues or whatever, like through the industry, he's known. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they put him as A&R.
Yeah. But L.A. Well, at Steve Rifkin house in L.A., Shane was his next door neighbor. Paul Mooney used to live next door to Steve Rifkin.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it might have been a favor. It might have been a favor.
It might have been a
favor. So because I don't know the Moonies knowing about hip hop like we know about hip hop. So it might have been a favor.
Well, let me tell you the craziest story though. Like not crazy, but let me tell you how I even met Steve, Gabi, all of them. Right?
Okay.
So my nigga DJ Pro Style, right?
Pro Style.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
from Orlando.
Yeah. So I had a big record. Called Fuck the Law, right? And the record was hot and goddamn DJ Nasty and DJ Pro Style and DJ and there's a DJ out of Orlando named Disco. So
DJ Nasty too.
So they was DJing out there by UCF, by the college, at a club called Headlights.
Okay.
So Steve them was in town. They was at the radio station. I don't know who project they was working, but they was at the radio station that day, that Saturday. But I was on my way to Tampa to go do a radio interview, right?
Okay.
I get a phone call, and my dog was like, Pro Style called me. He said, he's like, yo, this nigga Steve Rifkin in town. I said, I ain't know who Steve Rifkin was, bro. Real talk. So He like, yo, this nigga Steve Rifkin in town, man. You need to come meet him. I say, just get his number for me, bro, and I'll give him a call next week. I'm on my way to Tampa to go do this radio interview. So he was like, no, bro, you don't understand. You need to be here tonight to meet Steve Rifkin. This pro style talking, right?
No.
Okay.
He told you the right thing.
I ain't know who he was, right? So I said, well, shit, I get with dog, you know what I'm saying? Let me get his number and shit. I holler at him. So pro like, nah, bro, listen. Then he say, yo, he's responsible for Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang. He got 3-6 Mafia them over there, da-da-da, this, that, and the third. He started naming different. I said,
Alcoholics, Big Pun,
yeah.
Exhibit.
Yeah.
He say,
Mobb Deep.
He say, yeah, dog, he the one who got that label, Loud Records. So when he said Loud, I remember the headphones with the, I said, oh, okay,
Right.
cool. He said, so you need to be here tonight to meet him. I said, all right, because I was just gonna stay in Tampa after my interview and just hang out over there.
And you was doing your own thing independently already? Like you was independent.
I was selling goods through Southwest Wholesale, and I was a distributor. And then they had Selecto hits. You know, these are different distributors they had.
And you moving units. You moving units on your own already.
Oh yeah, we were moving damn good units.
Very important, because that's why they wanted to see you, because you had them numbers up.
I had numbers,
right,
and I had a record that was killing the motherfucking state, killing it.
Yep.
You hear me? I'm talking about wildfire.
Perfect time for y'all to combine.
I'm talking about wildfire, uncontrollable. You understand me? Like y'all saying, hey, Cuban, I was a problem.
You was a problem. You was a problem.
Hey,
it was a good problem. It was a good problem.
I was a problem, bro. So you know what I'm saying? I went out to the club that night, and I met Shane. Shane was there. I met Gabby.
Uh-huh.
I met Nelson.
Did you meet Buddha? Buddha was the street team guy.
I didn't meet Buddha.
Okay.
At that time, I met him another time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think I met. Team. Yeah, I didn't meet Buddha at that time, but I met Nelson, Gabby, Shane, and Steve that night.
That was the team. That was the Loud team.
So I was at the club. I came out to the club, and Pro with the teasing the record, bringing it in a little bit, the crowd turning up, bringing it in a little bit, crowd turning up. When he fucked around and dropped that bitch, probably about 2 minutes after that, because he teased it. Because let me tell you what, how Pro did it. He teased it, like gave him the first little there, and he brought it out, and then he was mixing it with Trick Daddy. Anybody want a motherfucking down? He kept fucking with it like that. And then after they was hyped up on that shit, and when Trick say, "Wait 1 motherfucking minute," then they dropped my record. Look at him.
He did it right. No. Pro Style knows how to do it. He knows how to blend.
Pro Style did his thing.
Pro Style, that's why he was that dude. Behind the scenes, like he's the business guy too. So Pro Style, you know, he do like right now. You give an example of what he did as far as for you, but his talent when it comes to the mixtape, the turntables, and bringing in things. Like he's definitely one of those that we got to recognize. So shout out to Pro Style, man.
Yeah, shout out to motherfucking Pro Style. That's my dog. That was my DJ. Pro was my DJ. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Pro did his thing, and he dropped that motherfucker, bro. And the song wasn't known, I swear to God, on every relative I have that's living and dead. What I'm finna say. The record wasn't on, I say 30, 40 seconds. And Steve walked up to me real fast. He say, "Hey, what are you doing next week?" I say, I said, "What?" He say, "I want to fly you up to New York."
All right, there you go. This is when it becomes the fucking Devil's Advocate movie. You go over there from New York, from a small town in Orlando, and you go to New York, and you got to meet Steve Rifkin.
Devil's Advocate.
Some say he might be Satan himself, but others say he's a good guy. He is a good guy. I got love for Steve Rifkin.
I ain't never had.
I
ain't never had no problem with Steve. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's good. He's a good dude. He's straight up. I have nothing bad to say, but the people he's affiliated with, you know what I'm saying, and my situation made him look devilish, you know what I'm saying, because he plays along with it. But as far as like what he represents to the hip hop genre, I think that he's definitely one of those.
He's just as much as a pioneer as Russell Simmons and these others. Like, I'm not gonna say there won't be a Mobb Deep, there won't be a Wu-Tang, and I ain't gonna say that because you don't get on one label. But what I am saying is that's who presented that. That's who, you know what I mean?
You got to give him props.
He gave them a home. So at the end of the day, you got to give him props because if let's say he wouldn't have gave them a home, right? How many artists that are legends today, right? Where they tell you their story. I went to this label, I went to this label, I went to this label, and they all turned them down. And then the one label that opens the door, if it wasn't for that one label, we don't get the prime Mobb Deep if we ever get Mobb Deep.
No, but he kept,
you know what I'm saying?
He kept his cloth right though. He kept his cloth right. He didn't just sign any artists.
Yeah.
He signed artists that
right. He knew what to say. Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like his
those are the labels that
I can only imagine. I can only imagine how big Pun would have been. God bless him, bro. Had he not passed, you feel me?
Yeah.
I know.
No, they had his back. They had his back. I can't front. They definitely had his back.
Pun was
Steve had his back.
But we need
Steve. It was Steve. It was Steve and it was Richard Isaacs. You remember Richard? That's his partner. Yeah, that's his partner.
With the glasses. I remember Richard.
Yeah, that's his partner. That's his partner. So I know what you're talking about. Them guys really work behind the scenes.
Y'all been in the same hallways for real.
Listen.
Yeah. Now they'll fish you.
Look, watch this. Me and Cuban ain't never met, but your name been mentioned in many rooms I've been in because I was there. You know what I'm saying? But we never met,
told
though.
me about you, man. Yes, sir, man. I remember respect, and I seen your grind. I seen your background, so I respect you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Especially for being an independent dude that came from the streets and made your own. That's what I'm on now. I'm backwards now. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you learned the business. I still ain't learned the business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I learned from guys like you, regardless, we 1,000 miles from each other. But we, this hip hop culture, man, it puts us together. Yeah. That's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? I'm about that the artist is first to me. To me,
this is another form of networking,
what they are,
gentlemen.
I put them first. And then the business, I got to respect you for that, my brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
I got to respect you for that.
But guess what, though?
This is another form of networking.
Hey, but check this out. Now I feel like I got to learn this shit all over again because we're in a digital era. The space goes to motherfucking...
Every time it changes, right? It goes from cassette tapes. It goes from vinyl, 45s. You know what I'm saying? The whole shit. Then it goes to tapes. Then after the tapes, then we got to go with CD. Then after the CD, now we got to go to digital. Then we got to go, you know what I'm saying? So it always changes, but it's the same strategy. Don't forget that. It's the same shit you learn. It's just you got to apply it to what's going on now.
It's just a different approach. That's all.
Yep. But I'm with you, brother. Whatever the fuck you need from me, I'm here for you. I love this. The independent is the route. We got to bring the labels to us. You know what I'm saying? I learned that.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Cuban, because I almost did a distribution deal recently. I got the contract in my email. I never signed it.
Okay.
And never read it actually. So I haven't even opened it. But the lady dropped your name a few times. I can't remember her name, but she down there in Miami or some shit like that.
Don't get fooled by people dropping my name because that didn't help me do shit. I'm telling you.
So you didn't do no deal. You didn't do no deal probably 6-7 months ago with a label out of it's supposed to be Empire affiliate or some shit.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the Empress. The Empress?
Right.
Canon. Okay. Yeah. Okay. She's good people.
She ain't say no bullshit about you. She ain't say no bullshit about you. She just said that.
No. That's real. That's love. I've been dealing with her for a minute. She definitely says what she feels, and she's been doing her thing, repping me too. You know, she's out there advocating for me. So I love her.
She definitely doing that because
right.
She's
solid with that. She's solid with that. Now, as far as the business intricate, what she has going, I really don't know that. I cannot tell you anything about that. But she's definitely been one of those real ones that stood by my side when nobody else did. When she's going against the industry for things.
That's all I want. That's all I want to ask because
Yes.
All I was looking for was confirmation. That's it. You feel me?
Yep. Not your real one. Now, when it comes to business, I can't. You know how people are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The business is who they are at the end of the day when it comes to the business side. Me, my business with her is that she's in the same struggle as us, as me, and she had my back 100%, and I got her back 100%. That's it. That's what I could say. But I didn't get to the contract part things. I never did no solid deal with her, but she pointed me in the right way. Yes. And she has love for Cuban 100%, and I got love for her 100%. So, but she has a tough job. Remember, the Cuban Revolution that I'm on right now, it's just exposing things to be right. And what I'm saying is it's a lot of stupid shit that's been going on within the years that stories, kind of narratives that have been put out there that I'm trying to, fix up again. Yeah, because I'm not there. I'm not there in the industry world where they run with a gossip and they just promote things and they favor a certain person. Me, I'm straight from the heart, straight from the truth. I got nothing to hide. And I tell it how it is, right? But I played ball. You know how you got to play ball with this industry shit. They told me 1,000 times, yo, don't say this about him, the fat guy I'm talking
Listen,
about.
bro. Hey, I went through the same shit, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I almost want to nickname myself Mr. Flagrant. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be flagrant,
Let me
man. It's part of the revolution.
listen, man. Listen, it was
When
shit.
when they lying, it's our job as men to step and say what's going on. Like, yo, these dudes is faking. They living off of really us. They lying on us to fucking lift themselves up. Like, that's not gonna happen on my time.
Bro,
That's what, say the truth. I'll let you rock if you say the truth. If you lying, I'm gonna have to step in and say something.
hey, I'm flag that shit. I ain't got no stripes on like a referee, but I'm yellow flagging all that fuck shit. I promise you.
Exactly.
I don't
And
like that. I
they got a
don't like
bigger
that about this
platform.
industry. I hate
They
that
got a
about
bigger
this industry.
platform, so they get their narratives out. They get a bigger platform. That
Look,
don't mean shit to the hood. This is where
nothing,
it started at. It
nothing.
started from us. It started from unity. It started from team. It started from giving credit to those. When you get up there, bring back down the fucking love to us because we deserve it. They don't do that. So now they got a problem. They got a problem. It's a Cuban revolution. You know what I'm saying? It's a Granddaddy revolution. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? The South, the North, the East, the West, we got to get together on the right morals. Right morals. We understand with each other. And we are unstoppable. We are unstoppable. They cannot stop us. I don't give a fuck how much money they got.
Yeah, right.
They can't stop us, my brother.
Fact.
That's
They
real.
can't.
That's
And that's
real.
it.
But hey,
It's a fact.
GQ, you know I got
What's
a new
up, baby?
record out, right? I got a new record out.
Yo.
I just
I
dropped that bitch
supposed to let
Wednesday.
this slide.
I dropped it on my birthday Wednesday.
What's the name? What's the name?
It's called
Slide, slide, baby, slide.
Featuring
I got
That joint is great.
featuring my brother Blood Raw. Blood Raw
Oh,
used to be
you
he
know,
used to work with me
yeah, go ahead.
before he went over to Jeezy. He was part of USDA with Young Jeezy. But boy, we killing that record. The record's starting to burn up. Wildfire, goddammit. I promise you, the shit hot.
Yo,
crazy. I
And
got
the
to hear this.
crazy
I
shit
can't.
is,
yo.
let me tell
You
you.
got me hyped. You got me hyped.
Let me say this right here. Hey, Q, check this out. Let me tell you something Shane told me one time, Shane Mooney. When I was playing different records, he said, let me hear some more records. So I was playing some more records for him, like records I hadn't released. And he's like, yo, that shit hot. I say, that shit old. And Shane told me, he say,
Yeah.
ain't old to new ears.
That's 100%.
That's
So my
right.
new
But we
Greater that.
my new
Yeah.
single, my slide, I recorded that shit almost 3.5, 4 years ago. Never released it.
You don't even have to
Bro,
say
I
that. You
remember
don't even have
when
to
we
say that. That's what I'm
I
saying. That's
remember
what he
when
meant by
What
that.
I'm saying
listen,
is timing is
listen.
everything. Timing is everything.
Timing, yeah.
Because
I
agree.
remember when we were shooting the first video to that shit, man. I remember that
you
joint.
was
You know
at
what
the
I'm
first
saying?
video.
In Pine Hill. Yeah, in the house in Pine Hills. Remember, I was cameoing.
Damn
Word
sure
up.
was.
I had the
But you
cameo.
wasn't at.
Cuz had
But you
the
wasn't at the. Yeah, that was a different. So you know why we never finished that one? Because
yeah. We spoke
I beat
about
the
it.
videographer up. I told you about it.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what happens. When
We
you do shit
spoke
like that,
about it.
that's what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Then they start
We was
blacklisting
on
us.
the phone
You
talking
know,
about it.
that videographer is gonna go to the next videographer and the next person inside the industry and say you beat them up. That's what fucking happened to me. I
Man, we
beat up
went.
We ain't put no
DJs. I
name
beat
on
up
it.
fucking rappers. I beat up like I did a lot of stupid shit out of real shit. Like
Yeah.
mind your business. Or you know what I'm saying? Like they was repping the wrong fucking kind of story. But I did it in the right mode. But we still get red flag, my brother. That's what it is. I'm
Hey,
not saying you not to do it,
hey,
but
and
I'm
the
just trying to
only
tell you
reason.
that's the shit that came with it.
The only reason I'm gonna say this on camera right now because it's past the statute of limitations of him. I'm glad we finally got a chance to meet, man. We know a lot of the same people. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? And
Yes, sir.
bro, have been telling me about you anyway, but we know a lot of the same people over the years. You know.
No, I don't know. No, that's love. But listen, the main people that I'm dealing with, if anything, is you and me and Q, if anything. That's it. You know why? Because the same people at the end of the day, they could talk nice about me and fucking stab me in the back
Yeah.
over here in the same side. That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, listen, my brother, this fucking revolution started from the ground up, and I kept it so humble. I kept it so
Hey,
G that I still with my morals. You see who lost their morals. You
listen.
seen it.
One thing about it, homie, I tell people all the time, I'm gonna be a rapper for so long, but I'm gonna be a
So
man for the rest of my goddamn life. And I will
exactly.
not
That's so
compromise.
good.
I will not compromise my respect, my dignity, my morals, or my motherfucking values for $1. That would never happen, ever, ever.
Salute to the revolution. That's it.
That should have never happened. I
That's
swear to
it.
God. Because,
And I never did
bro,
that either, my bro. I
bro,
never did that
listen,
either.
man, you know how many people come up to me, man, and they be like, bro, man, you supposed to be way bigger, bro. You supposed to be big like T.I., da-da-da. But guess what? I promise you, I get just as much as respect as T.I. get, as Scarface
100%.
get.
Yeah.
When I go places, you know what, bro? To me, I get a feeling that's almost equivalent to $1 million when somebody say, you Grandaddy Souf. That shit feel
Because
good.
real motherfuckers was listening and
That
they
shit
saw it.
feel
They saw it.
good, boy.
That's
That
why
shit feel
that's why
good.
it's televised. The revolution is televised, my brother. They saw you. They saw you from the start. There's
Yeah.
people that saw you. They saw you what you stood on. They seen your morality. They seen your fucking integrity. They saw that. Me too. They saw that. So all the other niggas, we got more money. They got all this. They could talk all that shit, but they know this is the truth. They know when it comes to you, the motherfucking South daddy, the granddaddy. They know it's the truth. So
And
they
you know,
can't say they can't beat that. They can't beat the truth.
hell no. And that's one thing, my best friend, right? When he owned the label with me, and that was one of the things where we used to bump heads about because he be like, man, such and such want to do a record with you. I ain't doing a record with that snitch ass nigga. Or
There
such
you
that want
go.
to do a record with you. I said, I don't do no record with that pussy ass nigga. Or whatever my reasons was, I didn't want to do a record with him. And he like, man, bro, you got to stop being like that, bro. You got to get the money, bro. I said, man, fuck that
It's a
shit.
lot of motherfuckers
This is
like
my
that.
legacy, homie. You gotta
Those are the
understand. Listen
motherfuckers.
to me.
Yep,
When
exactly.
I
You
die,
100% right.
when I
100% right.
die, you understand me? When I die, I know it's probably gonna be every bit about 60% of fake niggas at my funeral.
Exactly. And I'll tell the real niggas that's in there to kill the fucking fake niggas. That's the reason. That's the reason. You gotta kill the fake niggas that are trying to attend my
But
fucking
watch
funeral.
this.
It's the
Watch this.
revolution, South.
But one
It's the
thing, people,
revolution, man.
hey, look, I know it's gonna be people who gonna stand up and when they go up to the podium to speak, and all I want people, I know people gonna say this. They're gonna say, boy, if you knew South, he was hell, boy. He spoke his heart, not my mind. I speak my heart, because your mind guided by thought. I speak my motherfucking heart. They're gonna
I
say he
love
spoke
that.
his heart, you know what I'm
Supposed
saying?
to. You're
And
supposed to,
hey,
my
look,
brother.
and I don't bite my motherfucking tongue. I don't bite my tongue. I don't bite my
Especially when
tongue.
they deserve it.
And you
They
not finna,
deserve that
and you
truth.
not finna handle me no any kind of way. You understand me? I don't give a fuck who it is.
Can't. They can't. That's why
Because
they use other people. That's why they
because
use other people. They can't
because
handle you no kind of way.
because everybody got a DOB, a date of birth, and everybody got a motherfucking end date. You got a hyphen and your last motherfucking year. So you ain't no motherfucking. You just like me. You a human.
That's
I'm gonna
right.
kiss your motherfucking feet for no fucking money. Not gonna happen.
And you a fake motherfucker if you're doing a lie and you representing a lie or throwing some dirt on the name for you to get up.
Yeah,
Like that's a bitch ass motherfucking move.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, listen, that's what I'm about, man. I've been
Listen,
about this.
last night, me and JT, when we was in the club right before he went on stage to perform, we was talking, and I told him, I said, bro, we need to put this tour together. And you know how people call it the chitlin circuit, where you go do
Yep,
all the little
shit,
bitty
listen.
towns
Hell
and
yeah, I'm
shit.
from that. We come from that.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, I want to change it. We're gonna do ours called the cracks and crevices. Like every crack and crevice, goddamn it, little we gonna go in these little ass towns. Like last night, that club probably don't hold no more than about 300-400 people, but the bitch was packed the fuck out. See, you don't see people get it fucked up. You don't need. Now I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take you back to. I told him last night. I say, man, you don't remember they had media base and goddamn A markets, B markets, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember every fucking thing. I was there when the fucking remember we used to the reel to reel. I was recording on reel to reels when that shit went
Boy, the
into the
one
computer.
song on Real to Real. That
Oh
shit is
man, I did the whole
that shit
24K on the
warm.
fucking reel to reel.
Hey, that Real to Real is the
Those are the
warmest
best.
sound you can ever get. That shit warm. Then we switched over to the digital with Pro Tools and all that old shit.
Yeah, but I was in the middle of that. I was recording on reel to reels first. Then we had to transfer that shit. But I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So we come from a beautiful era, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful,
We come from a
beautiful.
beautiful era, and people try to, like, look, it's so crazy with motherfuckers. Let me say this right here. I need to say this right here. I gotta say this right here. Our music is the only music where the young don't respect the aged. And I'm gonna tell you what's fucked up
Yes.
about that. Because if
That's
you
because
go
we
to
let the other fucking gatekeepers, we
no,
let the
hold
Fat
on, hold
Joes,
on,
we let these niggas, we let these niggas.
hold on. Because if you go to a Led Zeppelin, a Kiss, in that shit there, man, you gonna see kids in that bitch as young as 13, 14 years old. In there, they know the records. Why? Look, let me tell you something. It was a chick that I used to have a crush on in high school. And I always liked her, even, early adulthood, all that shit, though. And then one time we kicked it, was on the phone and shit. This bitch gonna tell me, other than this rap shit, what else you got going on, right? Like she said, you don't think you too old to be still rapping? Boy, I knew that was going to be the last time I talked to that motherfucker right there. I never called her again. I deleted her fucking phone number because I'm like, bitch, as long as they print money, I'm going to get it. And guess what? If a bitch called me for a show right now, I don't give a fuck. If I got to go to if NASA called me and said, boy, we got a show for you on Saturday, I'm going to tell them I need a 5X spacesuit. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, goddamn it.
That's a fact.
It's not even about that. You see, when there's people like that came through my life too. When it's like, oh, you don't think you're too old to be doing this, that, and I'm like, yo, listen. When you have passion, like we came from, like we put that much work, and we got the fans, the ones that really got the message when we was spreading that love inside them whatever reel of reels or cassette tapes or fucking vinyls or CDs or fucking digital. They know, like we left that imprint there. So it's like, this is what we do for life. Like, I'm a fucking poet. I learned it from Nas. I learned it from people from DMX. I learned it from people that I know I'm gonna take this culture on my back and I'm gonna represent it to the fullest. And this is my job. This is my career. So how in the world you gonna say that, it's time for you to work at McDonald's as a manager? Like, y'all crazy. I mean, I laugh at it. We gonna laugh at it. But it's like, yo, I know the message.
Those are civilians, man.
That we bring are from our forefathers, are from our fucking blood, sweat, and tears in that pen, are from everything that we do. So we standing for something, and that's what it is. The masses, they don't want to probably be on our type of time, but they know our shit is real. They know our shit is the way to go because they had to go through it. That's why you got all these McFilthy MCs out here that they good for a week and they gone the next day. We fucking timeless music. Yeah. We are timeless music that you brought into our character, you brought into our lyrics, because we live what the fuck we doing. We didn't just telling you that, we live it, and we still in the motherfucking struggle. That's what we do in the Cuban Link, the Cuban Revolution. It will be televised. Your revolution, my brother, Granddaddy Souf is going to be televised. We got to televise it because we let too much time. We let motherfuckers tell our story for us. Now we're going to tell you the story and you're going to be the judge of it. That's it. You're going to be the judge of it.
Souf. So
it's everything from talent, from character. It was from talent, from character, for who we are. Who we are. Back in the day, you didn't just get on a motherfucker because he got a hot song. He got on a motherfucker because his reputation was crazy. His reputation was solid. His word is solid. What he represented was something more than just him talking lyrics. And the songs are hot too. That's the difference. Yeah. We got to bring that back.
So it been a minute with Slide. You know what I'm saying? What was the
Untold Heroes.
The initial
Untold Heroes.
Wait. I know this so unprofessional, but hold on. Hey, Pooh, got that alarm for the chicken?
Ain't nothing unprofessional here, baby. This is off the books. We off the books.
This is off the books.
The worry.
Yeah.
The government.
Before we got on camera. Hey, Cuban, before we got on camera, I told bro, I say, man, my bad. I said, I was in here cooking. So I got my dinner.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I got the dinner in the oven and shit, man.
Shit, give me a plate, goddammit.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, man, I used to have a restaurant in Orlando, man, called Weezy's Kitchen, man. I named it after my grandma. My grandma named Louise, so I named my restaurant after her, Weezy's Kitchen. Well, I be cooking, boy. I
cook too. We should do a little cooking show.
Let me ask you a question.
That's what I gotta do. I cook.
Okay. What's your favorite dish? Like, I ain't gonna say your favorite dish, but if you had like a guest over and you finna try to impress, I don't know if you're married or whatever. Let's say you got a female over for the first time. You finna like show out what you cooking for.
It depends. It depends on her diet. I ask her what's up with your diet. What's going on with your diet, baby girl? How you feeling about the diet?
Are you allergic to peanut?
You want some pork on your fork? You want some fish on your dish? Or, you want some chicken? You want some chicken for flinging licking? I'll go down to the menu, and then if she says chicken, she says whatever it is. Pork, I can cook the shit out of pork. I cook the shit out of fish.
Hey, what you talking about panini? You talking about panini?
Of course, I'm Cuban, goddammit. You know that.
He's gonna kill her because he's gonna use peanut oil. He's gonna have peanut salad.
Yo hablo español perfecto, pero se jode cuando hablo mucho inglés y después lo trato de traerlo para atrás para Spanish.
Just going somewhere
When
else.
I try to bring back to Spanish, I try to bring my Spanish back to Spanish. I spoke English so long that it's
Yeah.
rusty. But once I get like with somebody that speaks
Yo
Spanish,
quiero,
it's a
yo
wrap.
quiero,
Hold
yo,
on, hold on.
hey, mira,
Arroz con pollo.
yo quiero arroz amarillo, pernil,
Te tengo.
tules,
Candules.
I do, man.
I got you.
plátanos.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We gotta do. I cook for you. You cook for
Sounds perfect.
Yes.
Sounds perfect.
because I get
Sounds
down with the
perfect.
South. I get down with all that. I'm trying to tell you that. You say shit.
You know what, man? Come back, you. You ain't
Nigga, I'm talking
you.
about yams. I'm talking about fucking chitlins. I'm talking about fucking everything that you talk about in your culture, the soul food. I fucking love
Wow.
everything. I'm 100% with you. This idea was made in the Off the Books fucking podcast, and Off the Books we're gonna stay all the way. We against the fucking government. So at the end of the day, we're gonna make it happen, my brother. If you with it, I'm with it. I'm
Bro,
telling
this
you.
nigga bringing out the snipers. They gonna bring out the snipers, baby.
Hey, boy, I swear this nigga must think my name Jesus.
Oh man,
Cause this nigga done crossed me, boy.
no.
I ain't finna let this shit slide.
Let's tell me.
I'm supposed to let that ride. Tell me I'm supposed to let that slide. When this shit ain't alright. How they feel I'm supposed to let that shit slide? I'm finna let that shit slide. Now I'm supposed to let that ride. Tell me I'm supposed to let that slide. When this shit ain't alright. Shit ain't straight, right? Shit slide, my nigga. Now I'm supposed to let that ride. Tell me I'm supposed to let that slide. When this shit ain't alright. I don't know why they haters think I'm supposed to. Let them slide through and kick it like kung fu. Disrespect a real nigga, that's what you ain't gon' do. Saying that you gon' rob me, nigga, bust a move. I'ma be right here waiting on you. With that 38 special to put some stank on you. I ain't no pussy, I ain't nothing to be fucked with. I'm all balls, nigga, I ain't got no tits. Or no motherfucking clip, pussy ass nigga. I'm as raw as it get, pussy ass nigga. For the sake of me, I don't know why you try crossing me. Like the lowercase T, but I can't let that slide. I'm supposed to let that ride, tell me I'm supposed to let that slide. When the shit ain't alright. Shit ain't alright. Hey, I say, hey, now I'm supposed to let that ride, tell me I'm supposed to let that slide. When the shit ain't alright. Shit ain't alright. Shit slide, my nigga. Now I'm supposed to let that ride, tell me I'm supposed to let that slide. When the shit ain't alright. I just can't let that shit slide.
Fuck I look like playing with you fuck niggas. Fuck I look like playing with you sucker niggas. I ain't friendly, ain't nothing about me hoe nigga. How the fuck I'm supposed to let that shit go nigga? Told that nigga ass, boy you lunch me. That's how a nigga get killed thinking shit sweet. Drop the dub, something light on that pussy nigga. Let my bitch get that money cause she a pussy nigga. How the fuck you cross a nigga who gon' bless a nigga? This shit creep nowadays, you can't help a nigga. Never been a sucker, never been a killer. On the game, I can't let that shit slide, nigga.
Tell me I'm supposed to let that slide when the shit ain't alright. Shit ain't alright. Hey, I say, hey, now I'm supposed to let that ride. Tell me I'm supposed to let that slide when the shit ain't alright. For real, I just can't let that shit slide. I can't let that shit slide.
That is dope. I like that shit. That's the attitude and everything.
I mean,
not gonna let this slide.
Yo, dead ass,
not
bro.
gonna let this slide. I've got to be in a remix.
You like that too?
Yeah, I gotta be in a remix.
You like you talking about doing the remix?
Oh, I'll tell you a story about that. I'm not gonna let this slide. No, it might be a diss to other people, But you gonna feel what I'm saying. I let a lot of things slide in my
South,
life. But this is a
South, you
perfect
said,
song. That's a perfect song to tell you when you're not gonna let slide.
yeah, right. There you go. That's what's
There
up.
you go. You fucking blunt-head
Hey,
fuck.
South,
Yeah, blunt-head bastard.
Earlier, you said something about that you had a Fat Joe story from back in them SRC days. What was that?
Joe. You gotta go, Joe. You gotta get the fuck up out here.
So listen, so the crazy shit is, I got a phone call one day. I was on the road. Somebody called me. I was on the road. Somebody say, "Hey man, hold on. Let me say this. This was in between the deal with Loud and SRC. It was in between that. This right when they had lost their deal. I get a phone call. Somebody say, "Hey man, Fat Joe on Rap City. He talking about you." I said, "For real?" They're like, "Yeah, but I'm on the road driving and shit." Now, I don't know if you remember, but Rap City used to come on twice. They used to come on like around 4 o'clock, and then like later on that night, it come on like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, right? On BT.
Yep.
Right, yes. Correct.
Yep.
So I caught it later on that night, and Tigger was asking Joe, "So who you listening to? Who you liking?" He like, "Yo, it's this kid from Florida."
Okay. He plugging you in.
Yeah, he say Grandaddy Souf. Man, I seen that shit. I hit the roof. Yeah, I got a shout out from Fat Joe.
Right?
I was still independent. So I'm like,
okay.
You like, we ain't going to sleep. We celebrating.
So I felt good. So now I go to the Source Awards the following year. I see Joe, I see Bud Jones, all of them sitting up there in the front of the Source Awards.
That's when Roy Jones approached Joe with the even Roy Jones was
lean back. The lean back.
No? Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think 05, 06.
Yeah,
Yeah,
04,
around that time.
04, 05. Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I want to say 05, the latest.
I think it was 05 because I came with my MOB thing and he cock blocked me because of that song. He was so powerful with that song.
I tell you what. It was at the Jackie Gleason Theater in Miami.
Okay.
The Source Awards. This particular Source Awards was in Miami at the Jackie Gleason Theater. I remember that because I was like, Jackie Gleason, why I know that name? But it was at the Jackie Gleason Theater in Miami, right? So anyway, when I see Joe, he's sitting more in the front. Oh, I'm gonna tell you when it was, as a matter of fact. Hold on. This was probably around like 02, 03. Let me say it like that.
Okay.
Because I remember what car I had, and I remember went shopping. I went and bought the Iceberg. This one of the Iceberg clothes that came out. And
Iceberg. I remember the Iceberg. Iceberg Slim. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I went and bought a whole bunch of Iceberg shit to go down to Miami that weekend for the war.
Definitely got to be 2001, 2002. Yep.
Right. And I knew it had to be between me fucking with Steve them because they paid for my hotel and everything that weekend, Steve them. So anyway, I see Joe. So I tell my homeboy them, I got to go over here and say what's up, introduce myself, because I know we had never met, but he gave me a shout out. So I went over.
That was dope.
What's up, man? How you doing, man? And Roy Jones was right next to him. Now, one of my best friends is Antonio Tarver, the nigga who knocked Roy Jones out. I was his best man at his wedding. Okay.
Oh damn. Okay.
I remember we spoke about that, but yeah.
Roy was right next to him. But I went over and said what's up to Joe, introduced myself to him, and I told him, hey man, thank you, for shouting me out on Rap City.
Dope. Honorable.
All right, boom. Let's fast forward. Now we talking 03, 04, 05, right up in there.
2-3 years go by. Let's go.
I did a record called Make It Rain. Right? I did a record called Make It Rain. Now you from New York. Let's be real about it. Was y'all doing this? Was y'all doing this in New York strip clubs like how we do down south in 03?
We started.
Y'all didn't do it before us.
We started. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying we started doing it around. I don't know what year, but became a thing. It became a thing.
Watch this.
Right.
Let me give you the blueprint. So
we used to do me and Pun. When we used to go to strip clubs, we used to ball up the dollars and tell the bitches to bend over. You tell them bend over, and we try to get bullseye on the butthole. On the butthole? So we wasn't doing it Make It Rain. We was throwing fucking strikes. We was throwing strikes in the butthole.
To answer your question,
I know we
wasn't
didn't
doing
no
it.
fucking Make It Rain.
Okay, so check this out. Excuse me. So check this out. So anyway, at the time, SRC used to do these CD samplers. On the CD samplers, It was all the artists that was signed to them. Our songs used to be on this, and Universal used to do the same shit. Right?
I was there. I remember exactly what you say.
Remy had songs on this shit. I had songs. Remy was over there with us too. So Joe wasn't signed to Steve at the time.
Never was. It was down to Atlantic with Terror Squad deal.
Right. But he was very close. He was very closely affiliated where he was in that building and know what's happening. So all I know is next thing I know he know about Grandaddy Souf because you just shake me a shout out like a year prior to.
I know where you're going with this.
Look, and this could just be my thought. Hold on. This could just be my thought, and it could just be a coincidence, but I don't think it is. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Coincidence. There's no fucking coincidence.
I don't think it is because this was the game of big bank take little bank. He was the big bank. That's what they do.
That's what the fuck they do. You got your hand on the pulse. You got.
I believe Joe saw my name, Grandaddy Souf. He already knew who I was because he gave me a shout out on Rap City, and heard Make It Rain. Listen, and at the time, you can't tell me. Shit. Let me tell you this. I did my own fucking research. You can't show me a record that Fat Joe had did with no Southern artist prior to him putting Wayne on that fucking Make It Rain record.
And that's what he did. He loved the title.
And guess what?
He loved the title. He loved the song.
And guess what? At the time, he did not respect Wayne's lyrical prowess because if he did, he would have gave him a verse. So what he did was he put him on the hook only because it was a down south terminology, Make It Rain, and you took Lil Wayne to put him on the hook to give you the South, but you didn't give him a verse. I promise you, I feel like that man took my motherfucking record.
You are 100 fucking right, my brother. This is this dude's fucking resume. If you go back to Flojo, his first shit, King's son wrote that. You understand? And after that, the Don Cartagena, Pun wrote that. And we helped him with that. So this dude is really not ever going to be sticking up for the artist. He's a dude that uses other people's talent. It's been his MO. So if you're feeling that, I guarantee you as an artist, as a motherfucker that penned that seen that, and got every evidence, nobody could probably testify to it because you don't got no proof, no real concrete proof. But I'm telling you, I know he did that for that. I wasn't even have to be there. I just know what he does. This is the type of shit he's been doing and getting away with in this industry. And I hate the fact because he doesn't go back and credit. He don't credit the originators. And that's a problem. That's why we got the shit we got going on today.
And so look, watch this. I have been accused by some dudes one time that say I took a record from them, which is a fucking lie. I didn't even know them niggas. Never heard of them niggas, right? And to this day, they still cool with me. Okay? They just said that shit, try to get their name out there, whatever the case may be. They never went in no magazine and said, but they were telling people in their little circle and different niggas at studios that we used to record in Orlando. But check this out though. I know that it's only so much we can talk about. It's only so much. So you're gonna have like ideas, like concepts, this, that, and the third. But I just felt
you could have like, but not exactly like.
But I think this one here, but him being on Rap City giving me a shout out when they asked him, yo, who you listen? When Tigger asked him, yo, who you bum? He's like, yeah, I listen to this kid Grandaddy Souf. So I knew right then that when
I said this before too.
2 years later, when I come out with the Make It Rain record, it was Big Bank Take Little Bank. He had a bigger name and a bigger push from Atlanta.
That's what he does. That's what they do. My brother, I gave you an example. Look, me, Pun, and Mace from Bad Boy was in the elevator. I gave him an idea. Pun told me to fucking go ahead, tell him the idea, because we was doing things for Bad Boy. I was doing I wrote Senorita, the hook. We went on Biggie's track Before Life After Death. Me and Pun spoke some shit to we was doing business with Bad Boy. It's close. So me and Mace and Pun get in the elevator, and Pun, we was talking about hip hop, and Pun told me, yo, this is this, because they compare me type of like a Mace, like the Spanish Mace, because I was a ladies' boy, whatever the fuck they wanted. But we respect the Mace. We respect the Mace.
You had them good girl records.
Yeah. Right. But before that, it was before that. So we in the elevator, me, Big Punisher, the motherfuckers y'all know as Big Pun, the Incredible. And then you got me, Cuban Link, still be, not even an album out, not even, I was still behind the scenes writing stuff. And Mace was in the elevator with us. And we love Mace. Mace comes from Big L, you know what I'm saying? The motherfucking, Harlem. So we love Mace. We know his story, Murder Mace. We know Murder Mace. So
that's the name I remember, Murder Mace.
Murder Mace. So I'm in the elevator with Pun. Pun tell me, yo, kick that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're single. Let Mace hear it. So I'm in the elevator and I say, I go. My heart's for hire, senora, and it's as long as you desire, senorita. We're gonna ride. Forget the mañana and come to Havana with me in my Cuban cabbie. Now this is Eddie Murphy Delirious, where he did this. He jokingly did it about Desi Arnaz, Ricky Ricardo. But I loved it so much, that was my single. That was my, I was going to be like, that's my single. That's why I kicked it in the elevator. And I spit a rhyme, you know what I'm saying? And Mace heard this. Now, later on in life, maybe like 3-4 months later, they come out with Horse and Carriage, Senorita, with Cam. So now Cam used that idea with Mace and Cam for their single. And I'm telling fucking Pun, I said, they bit my shit, my nigga. They bit my shit. And Pun, now it's like, all right, you got the but then they put Pun on the remix. Yeah. Then they put Pun. Did he hear me or you fucking had technical
concept? They took your concept and they put Pun on the remix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so then they took the concept, but they put Pun on the remix to keep me quiet.
That's crazy.
They had to put Pun on the remix to keep me quiet. So now it's the idea part. It's not that I made that, I gave him the idea. And then they blame it on Un. Un was the label behind that was backing Cam up at the time. And they had a close down with Biggie. So I know they took that idea from me, right? So it's like, I'm not mad. You know why I'm not mad? Because it wasn't my original idea. That's something I got from Eddie Murphy. And they knew that. Right. They knew that in the business side, I can't go and say that was my shit, but it was my idea. I brought it to that. So I'm just trying to tell you, I know when somebody takes your idea and robs you, how you feel as the motherfucker, the originator. That, you know what I'm saying? I know how I feel. Because it made me feel bad, but I couldn't feel too bad because they put Pun on the remix. So it was like, all right, it's cool.
You needed another off the books. Half, 8 bar,
but that's what they did to you. They did this shit to you is what I'm saying. That whole story was a whole, a metaphor to I know what they did to you. And sometimes it looked like you could be like, maybe it wasn't that. No, it was that, my nigga. It was that.
No, it was that. Yeah.
They stole your shit.
It was that. And he had just finished listening to you, too. When he asked the question,
I'm giving you a real example from my career to yours. You know what I'm saying? So you went through that and you got questions about maybe they didn't do it like that. Maybe they didn't do it. Maybe he just, no. I'm telling you, that's what they did to you. Big bank take little bank.
A big bank took little bank. Huh? Exactly.
So Souf, I know you also got affiliation with 3 6 Mafia. I was telling Cuban.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Want to elaborate on how y'all? So 3 6 Mafia, take us into that. How you first started dealing with them.
South, man. Salute to the Granddaddy of the South.
The granddaddiest of them all. That sounds like a video right there. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the granddaddiest of them all?
What you was asking me?
About your first encounter with 3 6. You know what I'm saying? And then linking up with them.
So Steve had put out a project called on the first round draft picks over at Loud. So Steve had DJ Paul and Juicy J, put it up under their imprint. 3 6 Mafia presents. No, excuse me. Hypnotized Minds presents the first round draft picks. That was all the new artists that was coming. And so I was one of those artists. And then Billboard magazine had wrote up a story about the project. And then Billboard said, but the standout track on the project is Grandaddy Souf from Orlando.
I like that.
Wow.
I like that. That's it.
So
my boy coming from the bottom up. He making his name known for his talent. You heard? The standout track? That means something to me.
They say the standout track was Grandaddy Souf from Orlando, right? So, all right, boom. So I hadn't even met Paul and Juicy at this time. Never had even met. And then I was in Vegas. Like I told you, my best friend was a world champion boxer. So I'm in Vegas with him, and we walking, and I look up, I say, damn, that's 3 6 Mafia. So I see Crunchy Black and DJ Paul, and so I slide over to him. I say, hey, man, what's up, man? I say, hey, man, I'm Grandaddy Souf, man. You just y'all just put out the first round draft picks. I said, I'm Grandaddy Souf at the Fuck the Law record. They're like, yeah, what's up? This was our first time. So back then we had the 2A pages and shit. Remember the 2A?
Yeah, I remember them shits.
The Motorola 2A?
Hell yeah.
So we had the 2A.
Yep.
2A pages. We know that.
Yeah, we beamed our contacts to each other. So you know what I mean? So I say about 2-3 weeks later, I started going to Memphis, fucking with them guys. And then
wow,
I say probably my third or fourth time going to Memphis. DJ Paul pulled me out to the side. And he said, "Hey man, me and Juicy was talking. We want to make you a member of ACP, Hypnotize Camp." I said, "Shit, for real?" I told them niggas, "Let us run it." Nigga, I called my realtor to say I'm selling my house. I'm moving to Memphis.
Shit, you see how quick that is?
Just
no,
like
man,
that.
because you know one thing about hunger, you gotta.
That's right.
We know what hunger is. I relate with you.
Talk
Go
about
ahead.
it. Say it for
You put everything on
somebody
it.
need to hear
Look,
it,
man,
bro. Say it.
People, no, real talk. Like I judge people. Like okay, for instance, like I hate to say judge people, but I judge your seriousness, the seriousness of people.
Exactly.
Like when I be places, look, you know, I be in the club and shit. Niggas be drinking and smoking and shit, and then you run into niggas who be, "Hey, bro, I want to do a song with you." I'm not finna ask you for your fucking phone number. You say you want to do a song, so why I'm gonna call you for the feature? Hey, bro, hey, why should I call the nigga like, "Hey, what up, man? This South, man. You trying to get this feature?" Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna give you my phone number or my manager's phone, and if you serious, you will follow up. You feel?
And follow up with the number, following up with your vision, following up with the video, following up. You gotta fund all that shit, my brother. Cause we already where we at, and we trying to do what we do. So when these young dudes or whatever, they want to do features with you, they be thinking like, you know what I'm saying? They just come up and steal what, you know, all that shit we giving you on this track that we doing for you is fucking blood and tears that we put in this game. So put a price on that. You know what I'm saying? And put a price on the look too, on the look, because we looking out for you. We want you to look as good as us when we fucking get on that track. And we want to make this track.
But one thing about it, two things for sure.
Up.
One thing about it, two things for sure. When I throw a nigga, when I throw you a quote, 9 times out of 10, you can't really pay me for my experiences, all the things I've done. Like watch this.
Exactly.
Like watch this. Like being on the road for 2 days without sleep. You can't
They
pay
ain't
me
through that. We went through that. That's what I'm saying. They forget that part. They forget that shit is inside that price.
So I made sacrifices in so many lives.
So did I.
You know what I mean? I know you have. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
But the shit I get mad if they don't appreciate it, my brother. That's what I get mad. It's not appreciative. And it's like you do so much shit for people to see them because it's our job also to pass the baton. Remember about that baton I said? We took the baton from people that we looked up to. We fucking analyzed. We knew this hip hop culture and we take it on our backs. So when we give that baton to somebody, even if they pay a feature, we solidify you. We stamping you. We doing a lot of things. We're giving you a lot of things that maybe money, you didn't see money, but we fucking bled. We fucking shed tears. We fucking went all out for this. And we represent a certain type of narrative that you don't have a fucking,
So yeah. So that's basically like, you know what I'm saying? That's basically how it was. I sold my house and moved to Memphis and bought me a condo. And then after we won the Oscar for Hustlin' Flow.
You was part of that? Was you part of that right there?
I had nothing to do with writing the song. I'm saying, but I was a member of ACP when that transpired.
During that time.
Did they fuck it up? Did they have a part in that too? Because that shit came out of left field.
No,
like motherfuckers came out of left field when they said Hustle on Flow and they said 365. I thought, what the fuck? They was kind of surprised about that.
They wrote
No, listen to me. No.
I'm just saying the world was.
No, okay, fuck the world.
My world was like people around me was like, I didn't want to fucking like an award for that, but they didn't know the background.
I'm gonna give you the real. Terrence Howard came by our studio in Memphis, by the ACP headquarters right there. You know what's next door? Back then, what was next door to the studio at our 201 Popular. That's the jail in Memphis, right next door.
There you go. I want to hear
My
that.
studio was next door to the jail. Listen,
I want to hear that.
Terrence Howard, the actor, came by there, bitch. My homeboy Frazier wrote the lyrics to "It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp." His real name is Cedric Coleman. If you want to look it up and see look at the writers. So Paul and Juicy.
That's what I want to make sense of. I want to make sense of that shit because that was something in my mind that's why they got the fucking award.
I'm giving it to you. Paul and Juicy made the, and my nigga Frazier boy wrote the lyrics, and he taught the nigga Terrence Howard how to rap the shit. You know, how to stress certain emphasis, how to say certain things like how they say in Memphis. even though he was acting and trying to get it right, he didn't get it right. But you know what I mean?
He got it close enough.
Right.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
That's now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting it.
But watch this though. I like him as an actor, but I don't like shit.
Why?
Because
you don't like his 1x1?
Nah, when we won, the nigga was like, and the winner 3-6 Mafia. That's how this nigga was clapping.
You know what I think it is though? You know what I think it is? I think they but let me give you my hold
on. Let me close, and you got it. Okay. That role, because he had been playing a little sick, all different shit. That role was his breakout role. That role, and just the fact that the goddamn award was associated with a movie that he was in, it brought a lot of light. So the nigga should have been on his feet.
But you know what I think? This is what I'm saying.
Y'all wouldn't be doing
all this proper shit like this.
No. You are 100% right. But I'm trying to tell you this.
Golf
think it was a
golf clap.
I think it was definitely the way they said the role was for, like the announcement of the award that was going to. I think the category. That's what I think. The category on it was like, even me, I was like 3-6 Mafia won for a certain category that we didn't know them from.
It's his best song and movie.
That's what they said.
Yeah, man.
It was some other shit. It was some other shit. It wasn't just rap song. It wasn't even. It had to do rap song. It was like
best song. I said best song and movie. My bad. Best song and movie.
No, I don't even think it was a song. I think it was best acting or some shit like that.
No, it wasn't for that.
About songs.
It wasn't acting. It was
something that was not. It was something that was not. I'm trying to tell you, it was something that was not.
Google it. Somebody Google it right quick.
Yes, Google it, because it was something that was not even like the title of the award was something that wasn't even 3-6 Mafia like type of genre, like what they known for. So that's what we was like, how the fuck did they get that for that? You know what I'm saying? Maybe if it was a song category.
Because Paul,
I'm just saying, as an innocent bystander, I remember, and I was like, damn, that shit had nothing to do with music. It had nothing to do with music. So
yes, it did.
I'm just saying. No, it didn't. That's the fucking shit that they won the award for.
Yes, it did.
That's what I'm saying.
They produced that song, which was in the movie. Craig Brewer was the guy.
I know they probably did. Yeah. I know they did. I know 100% they did. But the category that was in wasn't even about that. Yo, can you please, GQ, can you please find this shit out?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. So it says.
Yeah, Google it.
What did 3-6 Mafia win Oscar for? So it's hard out here.
In the Hustle and Flow movie. In the Hustle and Flow movie.
Right. 3-6 Mafia had performed It's Hard Out for Pen live at the 2006 Oscars. 3-6 Mafia went on to win the Oscar for Best Original Song. Can you hear me?
Now good.
Okay, yeah. So they won for Best Original Song. They won the Oscar for Best Original Song.
About? Best Original Song. Maybe the background. But what the fuck? No, it wasn't that, my nigga. Everybody was confused. It was something about acting. It was not more about music. That's what we said. What the fuck?
Yeah, listen, that's what they're saying.
Best original song for movie.
They deserve that. 100% if they said that.
But no, I'm saying that's what it was for. Yeah. That's what it was for. It was best original song for the movie.
That's what it was for.
Nah, I swear to God, at that time, I swear it was presented different. It was like acting or something. It was like,
no, it wasn't for no fucking acting. They weren't even in the movie.
I know that. That's why we was bugged out. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck you win an Emmy for that shit? It was in the Emmys. That's what it was. It was the Emmy, not the Grammys.
No, it was an Oscar. Not an
Oscar. My bad.
Yeah, it was Oscar.
So now you put but listen. Now you put Oscar. Oscar is for acting.
Right, so but listen, you're not listening what he just told you though, bro. He just told you.
Yeah,
he just told you. Say it again.
For best song, for best original song for the movie, like you said.
Right.
Like they said, best original song was the category for the Oscar.
Okay,
they won it for that.
That might have been the confusion. The confusion. You know, this is the confusion.
Probably.
Grammys are for fucking songs, and for that. This is what I'm saying. The category. Grammys are for songs.
But they gave it to that base.
Emmys are for acting.
Right.
So that's why.
But this
so
is
that's
like
why. That's why maybe. That's why maybe guys like me,
right,
people that was, just listening to it, was like, Emmy is for acting. Like, that wasn't even in the thing. I was happy. Don't get me twisted. I was fucking happy.
Hip hop.
And I was like, dang, that's dope. But then when you go back to it, it's like, Emmy's not for acting, Oscar's not for songs. So it's like, is that maybe that's what Terrence Howard was probably trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, in his mind, like, okay, they
I don't know,
Cuban.
I think what it is South, Cuban, I think South trying to say, like, he was there. He read the energy. You know what I'm saying? He read the body language.
Energy,
you know what I'm saying?
But I'm trying to say the energy part was probably clouded by that kind of thing. Not that they didn't deserve it. They deserved this shit. But they never gave him a Grammy in the Grammy part. So now the Emmys come out and they give him that for that. So that's what I'm saying. People was confused.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard was not motherfucking confused. That nigga's an actor. He knows what an Emmy is. He knows he was in attendance at the Oscars.
Yo.
And there was different categories.
Yeah. South Cuban. I think Terrence
My clique won the category for best fucking.
And that's
Dag Nabbit, and we gonna applaud that shit. How about that? Fuck the bullshit.
Hey, look this. Check this out. And that role changed that nigga.
It did.
Yo, that's a whole fact, though. That's a whole ass fact.
And that Grammy also changed
Oscar
Mafia life too. That's why it was so dope to me.
Oscar.
Because hip hop was in the category that they won that. So I loved it for hip hop.
South. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't that the first time any hip hop artist had ever won an Oscar for something like that?
Any. That was the first time?
Yeah.
Ever.
That's what I'm saying. It's a super huge milestone, bro.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But I was confused. What the fuck is this doing in this category?
Right.
And it's supposed to be
like, when they start doing this.
Supposed to give them that. The Grammys didn't give them that. So the Emmys did. I'm
Cuban,
happy.
Cuban, I think, it's ill for us. I think that anytime if we ever come across this same award in the Oscars in the past, it was never a hip hop artist. So we just overlooked this shit like we could care less about that category. That's what you know what I'm saying?
It showed that.
Yeah.
It showed that. So it's beautiful. Because the Emmys could recognize the rappers, but the Grammys couldn't. I love that.
Right.
That's why I'm going to get 3 Grammys for my brother Punt.
Yeah, bring it home for the family.
Bring it home for the family. That's what I'm trying to say.
We passed the Hitachi's now, but it's all good, though.
We in the same page.
Yeah.
It's just, I know that was what the public was feeling because I was part of the public. And I was like, damn, that category there, it don't fit them, but we happy that they fucking recognize our fucking talent as far as hip-hop writers and fucking, the culture. I was happy. So don't get that twisted. I don't want you to get that twisted.
Yo, South, we're going to have like we're going to have a weird segment on this show right now. It's going to be called Where Were Latinos in Your Life? Yo, growing up in Orlando.
Don't try to put me into
how was the
we all together the same. We are the same color. We are the same creed. Don't try to separate.
How was the Latino population?
Oh, watch this.
Come on, man. We're going to talk about it.
I guarantee you, watch this. I guarantee you I'm just as much Latino than y'all, motherfucker.
Go ahead. Tell
the
story.
I thought you were saying be a last time breathing because
I know we were together anyway. We
was
together in Orlando, so nobody could tell me nothing.
Taking shots of Hennessy from the bottle at a club in Orlando.
Talk to me.
But go ahead. Hey, growing up South, what was the Latino population like in your life?
Let me do this.
What
was the best sandwich you ever had?
The best
going back to food.
Cuban fucking sandwich. You better say Cuban.
You want me to say Cuban? You want me to say Cuban sandwich?
It is the.
Hey, but watch this though. I'm gonna keep it 1G though. It ain't gonna be no Cuban sandwich.
All right, what is it?
And we talking about a certain point in time of my life. Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't go there. No, fuck you. You better tell me what's your best Cuban sandwich. Sandwich.
I can tell you what my best Cuban sandwich, but you said what was your best sandwich?
Okay, what was your best sandwich? My bad. Yeah.
A grilled cheese sandwich with some tuna on that.
Is it on a radiator? Because that's
on
what
the radiator.
Hey, listen. Well, watch this.
Probably.
Because when I was in prison, I ain't make no motherfucking sandwiches. We used to take the ramen noodles and goulash, and then we'll have steam, open them up, and we'll push it. We had different shit we did, but I ain't never make no motherfucking.
You couldn't have a Cuban sandwich in jail because there's no pork in there. Ain't no pork. But I'm saying, okay, cool. Because remember, pork in the black community is considered as salacia. If you Jamaican. If you Jamaican,
No, I ain't Jamaican though, but you talking about Jamaican.
I know you're not. I know you're not. But even in American culture, pork is bad. Muslims, pork is bad.
No, listen, no shit. No. If you're talking about Muslims, if you're talking Rastafarian, guess what? But watch this. Goddamn it, they say a jerk ranch.
I'm not going to be here sticking up for pork. I love pork.
They got jerk
South said, I don't eat none of that, but I eat barbecue.
Let's do it. Tell me now.
That's a great idea.
In front of the world. Tell me now, and I guarantee you, Cuban's going to show up.
Who got that reality?
I'm coming dolo with my shit, all the whatever I need to cook. I'm coming with everything, and I'm going to go to your cookout, and we're going to have it. We're going to have it. We're going to show the world how this beautiful thing called hip hop, how this beautiful thing called black and brown, how this beautiful thing called like brotherhood is supposed to get down. And I rhyme right now. I just rhyme. That should be a hook. And then after that, we're going to do a song together. We got to do a song together to represent
he's on a roll. There you go.
I think we should just move the mic stand into the kitchen.
Don't do that. Don't do that because I will bust your ass in that kitchen. I will bust your ass in that kitchen.
Right by the stove and say,
look.
Ask GQ. Ask GQ what I did to him. Ask GQ how I did it for him. What did I do for you, Q? Q, what did I do for you, Q?
No, this nigga's making asparagus spears and fucking baked potatoes and fucking, pork chop steaks and shit. Like, it's out of control. I was like, wow, cooking with Cuban.
Come on, South. I didn't have time for all that bullshit. Wrap around and put the fucking little umbrellas in the fucking little. I didn't have enough time. I just did what I did in front of him.
Hey, Q, next time you get a chance, I want you to take all the broccoli sprouts and wrap bacon all around them, bitch. Like, watch this. Watch this.
Okay.
Listen, I'm a student. I'm a student. I will listen to you.
You listen? This your broccoli. Watch me. This your bacon.
Granddaddy.
Hold on.
Granddaddy kitchen.
Don't say nothing.
I did that around potatoes. But I didn't do that around nothing else.
Take this motherfucking, this your broccoli.
I'm with you. I am with you.
Follow me now. Follow me now.
I got you.
Follow me.
See how that asparagus completely covered with that bacon?
That would be beautiful. I would love that. I would love to know how to do that.
Now, listen to me. Now you take you a little bit of motherfucking olive oil and put it in the skillet. Right?
And garlic, and we gotta crush the garlic and throw the garlic juice on top of that.
Put you some minced garlic.
No. We get regular garlic. We fucking put in a pilon. You know what a pilon is?
This is great.
Puerto Rico, I know about a pilon. Right? Pilon is the thing that we crush the garlic. We crush the garlic from scratch.
Okay, we'll do the pilon. Okay, do the pilon. That's cool. Do that.
Yeah. That's better.
As long as you got some garlic. But you gotta have garlic. I don't give a fuck. Minced, pilon, whatever.
Garlic.
That's a fact.
I got you.
That's a fact. It'll be in there.
Saute it down. Cut you up some habanero peppers in there. Put you some onions in there. Saute. But listen, saute the onions, the peppers, all that shit, saute it down.
Oh, yes.
Throw you some mushrooms in that motherfucker, saute them. Put your goddamn
keep it going.
Put the asparagus in there with this fucking bacon.
We gotta do this, my brother. Summer's coming. Summer's coming. We gotta do a summer cookout.
One mic, motherfucker.
You cook. I know you cook. You just fucking explain it. I'm with you, and I'll be your fucking student. I'll be your student if you want me to be. But I ain't gonna tell you.
This nigga's on Ritalin.
I'll be your student, my bro. You know what I'm saying? It's about that. It's about, I know I could cook, but I gotta get the affirmation that you could tell me, yo, Q could cook. Q could cook. That's what I want. And I'm gonna say that about you. But if you're doing some funny shit that I'll be like, I don't know what he's doing, which I don't think I'm gonna get.
Well, he gonna say the same thing. He gonna say the same thing. If you dropping burgers in the sink,
I guarantee you, I know that he knows how to cook. So we're gonna build.
Dropping burgers,
we're gonna build more. That's what I said. Build more instead of like really get at each other. I think we're gonna build more because I appreciate what he's doing.
Likewise, bro. Likewise.
Yes, sir. That's what we do. We appreciate and we make things better. All of this shit is
South for real one. You know what I'm saying? South for real one. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, we got a joint. You know what I'm saying? Out on Spotify and all platforms. You know, because it's called But South, I sent him that track and he right away, man, he showed love and was like, man, I ain't gonna hit you over the head, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? He like, you sure? He said, you sure?
Now you're doing a favor for him. That's beautiful.
Look. He's like, I don't, man. It's gonna be a different one. I said, man, South, this record is you. I'm telling you. And yo, he killed that shit. I was like, this motherfucker.
I guarantee you, I already know he kills shit because he knows every time he steps on something, he got to put his fucking DNA in it. So I already know he's a real artist.
South,
he's one of the real ones.
South represent that time when the South was really starting to dominate the airwaves and the culture. It was completely they literally changed the game on hip hop that still is being felt till this day. No matter what region they, their styles or whatever, there's still a lot of remnants of what the South has brought and laid out. But Granddaddy Souf represents that time when, crunk was starting to evolve. Everything was like dirty. You know what I'm saying? You had that dirty mentality.
But who was the inventor of crunk?
I don't know. I don't know if that was Lil Jon.
Lil Jon? Was it Lil Jon to you?
That's a discussion that's up for debate.
I don't know.
And it has always
on this shit.
Because it's between 3 6 Mafia and Lil Jon. It's always been a debate. Because they call it crunk.
Wow.
In Memphis, they call it getting
buck.
Well, but it's still high energy.
It's high energy.
Yeah, but Lil Jon was out there more than most doing that.
But Lil Jon wasn't out there no more than
No, I'm just saying he was out there doing more. Even though Lil Jon, his background and his thing is
not a different energy though, man. It's a different energy.
Well, the thing is, I fought with Lil Jon, but Lil Jon came with that crunk. They came with crunk.
You know why I like? They just
changed the name of the shit. I fought with Lil Jon. They just changed.
Let me tell you a little story about Lil Jon and me. Right, I'm gonna tell you this story. I'm from New York and everything, and I respect especially my Floridians, my Cubans that I know that I came through in my life, and I love the whole segue of what I do, and I love hip hop when it spreads. I love when they put it into their own things. But Lil Jon was one time when I was doing my MOB thing. I was doing my MOB shit. I left Joe and I'm starting my MOB thing, the Chain Reaction album. And we was in certain places together. I wanted to fuck Pitbull up, and I did fuck Pitbull up. You know what I'm saying? Because Cuban shit. He tried to, I know at the end of the day, without being said, that I know I represented my Cuban fucking roots because I am. That Marielito that you saw in Scarface, I was that dude. He disrespected that. He tried to go with the other side. Whatever it is. I beat him up. I punched him up. I punched him in the face. I ain't gonna lie. I punched him in the face. And he knows that. He apologized, and I accept the apology. It's nothing on beyond that. But it was never no Miami.
You can't fucking punch me in my face and accept no apology. We gonna bump one more.
Only if you're wrong. Like if me and you went through something that you know that you did some bitch ass shit to, and I approach you, I don't think you that type of fake dude. But anybody, it doesn't matter if it was Pitbull or nobody. You did something to me, and you know you're wrong, and you try to throw lies on it. I'm punching you dead in your mouth. It don't matter who you are. That's me, right? But that's not the way I move. I'm not putting you in that situation, and don't put yourself in that situation, you fucker, because I love you. But I'm trying to tell you, he did some fake shit. That's why he got punched in the mouth. Now, Lil Jon was nothing. I loved Lil Jon. Always loved Lil Jon when he came out. And he came out later, beyond me. So I'm supporting him. And we was in a pool party in Miami, and Lil Jon was there. That's when I saw Kanye West. I took a picture with Kanye West. Everybody was there. But remember, Cuban is the fucking oddball. Cuban is the nigga going against Joe. Cuban is the nigga saying, fuck Joe. So now they stood with Joe's side, which Joe's side was the industry side. So now Lil Jon looking at me a little funny when I'm outside by the beach. I mean, by the pool. It was a pool party. And he looking at me funny. Like, he by himself. He's by himself. I'm by myself. And I'm like this. Look at him. And I see Lil Jon. I'm like that. What up, my nigga? Lil Jon goes. And he got the big ass glasses and the dreads. And he's looking more like he's spying on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, huh? So now I'm like looking at him extra. Like, you look at him like, okay, cool. I was rocking with real dudes from Miami at the time. I'm rocking with my man Bulldog. Bulldog is my brother, right? He's down with Bulldog.
Bulldog, my guy. God.
Bulldog's my brother.
From goddamn
Bulldog, real solidified.
From Icons.
Bulldog was a real one.
All right, so I love Bulldog. He with me. He knows we doing everything nice. Because Bulldog is a gangster, but Bulldog is with his positive shit. And he's telling me, Q, chill. And I'm like this. All right, but he looking at me crazy. What is he thinking? And then we know whenever Lil Jon is on, I couldn't give two fucks. Because I would take his braided ass and throw fucking slam him in the pool. You know, that's me. But I'm trying to be respectful. But he's like, with his fucking, he had big ass glasses on, right? He's by the pool and I'm over here like this. I'm like, all right. And I'm like this, I'm showing love. I'm showing love to show love. He don't want to show that love. So now I'm like this, looking at him extra now, like, he didn't throw the hand up when I threw the hand up. And I'm like this. Now he looking at me, but he's looking everywhere else. He get on the cell phone, he's looking nervous now. You know what I'm saying? So now I understand about real hood shit, because remember, when I went over there with, listen, Poor Boy Entertainment in Miami.
Yeah, that's
Slip and slide entertainment. Like I'm grounded with them. So they know what I'm on. So now when he looks at me and do that shit, I'm like, oh man, this dude just siding with the balonies. So now I'm gonna have to give it to him. So I don't want to. I swear to God, because it's not his politics. It's New York shit, me and Joe. So he showed me that he was down with the industry shit. He showed me he was down with,
vibe you're getting out of
you know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, wow. Yeah. I'm gonna look crazy here beating up fucking Lil Jon.
And Lil Jon at the time, right?
No, I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him up, and I'm gonna show him why. And anybody, I don't give a fuck what you do. He looked like whatever he looked like to me, and I'm telling you straight out my memory. I'm telling you things in my mind. I don't give a fuck who jumped in after Lil Jon. If you had killers, I don't give a fuck. Right. But that day, in that minute, I was like this, looking at him like, and when I looked at him like this, that's when he stepped away. He did the old bullshit like he wasn't looking at me, and it was just between me and Lil Jon, and nobody else involved. But I'm telling you something out of my heart, out of my memory, and I know that niggas are fucking caught up in that middle. You know what I'm saying? They might have heard the wrong story about Cuban. They might have just had hate for Cuban in that way, because it was just the norm, what was going on in that time. And that was like around 2005. That was around 2005. Yeah. And not that I hate Lil Jon, but I'm just trying to say, I love, the reason I'm telling you is because I love that Lil Jon. And I love, not because he was out there doing his thing, I appreciated what he did for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated that. I'm just trying to tell you, sometimes when you just go out your limbs to represent somebody that doesn't represent for you, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. I mean, only Lil Jon can tell you the story. Like, I can tell you.
But before we get off, I gotta give shout out to some guys in Orlando that I need people to understand. And they need to go check. One is a dude named D-Boy, Deeboyi.
All right.
Go check D-Boy out. Go check out my nigga KT. KT locked up right. Go check out Mook Boy. I'm gonna put my people out. Go check out Mook Boy, Woo, D-Boy, LPB Book. Of course, y'all probably know about Glock 9. But shout out to KT, shout out to D-Boy, shout out to LPB Pooh. Shout out to goddamn Glock 9. Shout out to goddamn Tyler Yahweh. A lot of people don't even know he from Orlando. He running with what's the white boy named Post Malone. Tyler Yahweh, that's Post Malone artist, but he from Orlando. Shout out to excuse me. Man, we got so many niggas in the O. I know I'm finna forget somebody, and I'm be like, God damn, I ain't get bro a shout out. But yeah, man, like, we rocking in Orlando. I don't know what the fuck these niggas think. But we doing Orlando. That shit. Listen.
I love Orlando.
Listen. On some real Orlando got some artists, and we running through these fuck niggas like a weak defensive line, my nigga. Like real shit. We got some heat. And these labels.
They hate you, my brother. They hate you because you're independent. They hate you because you want the money for the right thing. They want to take the money away from you and do what they do with it. They hate you. I'm telling you that. These motherfuckers hate you.
And you absolutely right. You know what I tell them? Eat a dick up to you. I tell them, eat a dick up to you.
There you go. That's exactly what you're supposed to tell them. To the day you die.
That's exactly, yep. That's right. Yo, Souf, real quick, I want to ask you one last thing, man. What's good with Menace the Don, man? I ain't heard from him in a minute. How's he doing?
He doing good, man. He keeping the spirit on. If it's anybody that I keep in touch with a lot of guys that's locked up. Everybody be banging my line.
Oh, it's hardcore to do that, man. I got the same thing.
That's the joint right there.
It's hardcore to fucking just keep up.
But me, he keeping his head. He's staying positive. I mean, he got his day. He'll call me sometime and he'll be like, bro, today was a hard one. That's what he'll say. He'll say, today was a hard one, bro. That's what he'll say. And then I try to inspire him. He taking classes in that bitch, bro. Bro trying to do his. Menace wasn't no bad dude, bro. Before he even caught this case, bro. Menace, he had been to prison before going back to prison. But he was working a job, welding. He was welding and shit. And, he was taking care of his kids. Man, the man was doing a lot of good shit. And shit just, shit was fucked up. He caught a 30-year sentence.
And that's what breaks us down. It breaks us down when we hit shit like that, man.
But my dog caught he caught the 30-year sentence. They gave him 20. Yeah, they gave him 20 mandatory. So he got to do 20. The legislation got some new shit coming. Like in Florida, we do 85% of our time. But it came out in the legislation that said I think they finna move it to 71 or 72%, some shit like that. Don't quote me. There's 71 or the 72, but it's one of them. But
some of that.
But I don't think he qualifies. But I don't think he qualifies for that because he has to do mandatory time.
That goes to Trump. That goes to Trump. That goes to the president shit.
So I don't think his sentence gets modified because of the mandatory time. I pray to God that it does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
And if it do, based on the time that he's already served, he should be home in 12 years. If they modify his time, he'll get out in 12.
Right. We'll take that. You know what I'm saying?
We got a lot of brothers in the lockdown, man, that we love them, man. We love them. And us as rappers, we get caught up in with that shit. Like, people don't even understand. And when you're a real one, and you're doing everything you do for these people. Because at the end of the day, we got fucking prisoners of war. We got prisoners that they don't deserve the things that they deserve. Even if they did wrong things. I understand. As a society, we know what the community be. But it's different when you go into it and you go like the detail part of it, what they did, like what they really did. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying that we just a menace to society. Knowing sometimes motherfuckers do what they gotta do because they have to do it. They get caught up in situations like that. Like me, like him, like Souf. We get caught up in situations when people press the things that we did, and we get caught up, and we lose in court. All right, we lose in court. But the values are lost in court. The values, the real reason why we did what we did. And that's where innocence and guilty shit happens. But I understand. But listen, man, we got to be overseers of this fucking game, man. We got to be overseers of this fucking hip-hop game, of this community game, of who we are as fathers, as fucking leaders, as fucking gatekeepers. Because at the end of the day, we got that age. We got age. Like we got wisdom with us. So we trying to spread that and really put it into a real thing. But I don't mean that the niggas that are up, the niggas that sold 1 million records, and just them motherfuckers might be tainted. Their fucking integrity, their loyalty, their honor, everything is that's what I feel.
It's been compromised.
It's been compromised, man. So you know what I'm saying? It feels crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Me especially. I'm a fucking veteran nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like Souf was a veteran in his state. You know what I'm saying? Like we that's what it is. That's the revolution that I'm talking about. The revolution. We know why we have to revolt. We know that.
Souf still killing the game. New video out. Slide. You know what I'm saying? Man.
I'm going to tell you in that song who I let slide. And I'm going straight to the terror squad niggas. I gotta only tell you. I'm going to tell you who I let slide. And those are supposed to be real niggas in that squad. I'm going to tell you who I let slide for politics. And I'm going to tell you who I let slide in a big angle. I'm going to go through the line on you. Give me that verse, my brother. Give me that verse.
I need to email you the motherfucking track. Let you talk that shit.
I'm going to talk that shit, my bro. I'm going to talk the shit from real. You going to feel it. I'm even going to talk about SRC. I'm going to talk about them.
Shit. He said we're going to do it. What up?
Hey,
yo, happy 420. Yo, you heard Souf?
Yo, this is about connection. This is about linking.
We gotta shoot our video, Souf. We gotta shoot our video.
Listen to me, Q. You don't even understand what you did here. I mean, I'm a man of my word. So the cookout, the cookout, the celebrating hip hop, the real motherfucking circle. I'm gonna be part of with this brother here, with this brother. All he got to give me is a date and a time, and we gonna set it up. And we gonna show the world what unity really represent. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be there, Q. You know that. You're gonna be
You
there.
already know.
And we gonna make a fucking movie. We're gonna make a movie.
Hey,
I swear to God.
that's what's up. Man, I appreciate
South,
everything,
South,
man.
we got shit on. Yeah, appreciate you, South.
I'm waiting for the
I know,
invitation, the
nigga.
date, and everything. Set it up.
You gonna get it.
Yeah.
Listen. When we
What
get
up?
off this interview, hey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor.
Y'all three-way?
Send me. No, I'm finna go ahead and eat because goddamn my legs in my food. Look, because I
Get
told
that,
you I'm hungry as fuck, bro. Bro, I ain't ate since this morning, bro. I'm hungry as fuck.
Nah, eat, baby, eat. But we gotta make this.
Hey,
This is
Yeah,
exciting.
I
This
started
is
eating
exciting
goddamn
for me.
chips.
yeah,
Listen,
nigga. Hey, I'm
listen,
gonna send you his math. But
listen,
South,
look, and send him mine.
yeah, I
So
know
when I
some
call,
too. But South, you ain't. Yeah.
my
Go ahead,
bad, go ahead, my bad, GQ. No, go ahead, GQ.
Go ahead. So, yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna send you all his info, and vice versa. But you ain't answer me, man. I let you know like 4 times. Like, we gotta shoot our video, man. We
Oh
gotta do our vid,
I
bro.
want to answer. Listen to me. I don't know who you got to shoot that bitch, but you should go with my.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But I'm saying we gotta shoot the vid. We definitely gotta shoot the video. For sure.
I got a nigga. Yeah, man, we need to hear him and shoot that bitch. Listen, would you be okay with coming to Jacksonville?
I'm great. We go both good. You're gonna be all right for that too.
No. What I'm saying is, would you be okay with coming to Jacksonville to shoot?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Because it's a strip club. Okay. I think that's what we should.
You got the strip. You got.
We'll
I
talk
knew.
about it.
Yeah, I figured you got. Yo, eat your food, man. Appreciate you.
Boy, I'm finna go ahead and knock this shit down.
Yeah. Nah, do your thing.
Hey man, y'all get at your boy one Grandaddy Souf. Okay, my IG is at Grandaddy _ and that's RNDADDY _ I had to say it that slow down because artists be doing this. Yeah, man, y'all get at me. And they say that shit fast. Man, you can't do that shit. You gotta say that shit when people hear that.